10 states now require licensing after 1 or 2 assignments. Your assignment contract is the legal bridge between you and the cash buyer. It locks in your fee, protects your inspection window, and transfers the buyer's right to purchase without you ever taking title. The document assigns the seller's contract to a new buyer in exchange for an assignment fee, usually between $5,000 and $45,000 depending on the deal spread and market. In 2026, this looks simple on paper, but state regulators in Connecticut, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and North Dakota just tightened the rules. You now need to disclose assignment intent up front, and in some states, you can't do more than 1 deal per year without a broker's license. The assignment contract is your proof of legitimate business. Get it wrong, and the deal dies. Get it right, and the fee is yours. An assignment contract is a real estate document that transfers your contractual rights to another buyer for a fee. You're not a principal. You're not buying the property. You're the middleman. The seller signs a purchase agreement with you listed as the buyer, but the contract includes an and/or assigns clause that lets you bring in your cash buyer. When your buyer steps in and signs the assignment, they assume the original contract. You get paid the assignment fee. It's clean, legal, and fast when done right. In 2026, the legal landscape is tightening. Amerisave reports that national average assignment fees have stabilized at approximately $18,500 per deal, though super wholesalers in high-demand zones report spreads exceeding $45,000. But here's the friction. 6 states enacted new wholesaling laws in 2026, each one requiring enhanced disclosure. Connecticut now mandates that you tell sellers up front you're wholesaling the deal. Maryland requires a specific assignment disclosure form. Pennsylvania limits assignment strategies for unlicensed investors. The old play, find a deal, add and/or assigns, flip to a buyer, collect the fee, still works. But you now need state-specific contract language to survive regulatory scrutiny. The mechanism is 3 parts: contract control, inspection window, and buyer substitution. First, you contract the property at the lowest price the seller will accept. That's your control. You use the and/or assigns clause to lock in the right to bring your buyer. Second, you set an inspection period, typically 7 to 14 days, where you can walk away without penalty or renegotiate terms. That's your window. You use this time to find a cash buyer, run your numbers, and confirm the deal is profitable. Third, your cash buyer signs the assignment agreement, assumes the original contract, and closes. You never take title. You close the assignment agreement outside of escrow and pocket the fee. The protection comes from the language in your purchase agreement and assignment contract. If you use generic templates, you're exposed. Jake & Finance Group research in 2026 shows that wholesalers using outdated contract language lose an average of $3,200 per deal due to missing clauses or regulatory non-compliance. The 3 clauses that matter most: the and/or assigns clause in your initial purchase agreement, the assignment fee disclosure in your assignment document, and the state-specific licensing waiver that exempts you from broker licensing on assignment-only deals. Real Estate Skills confirms that Illinois limits unlicensed wholesalers to exactly 1 transaction per 12-month period. Any more requires a broker's license. That single fact changes your contract strategy. Your assignment agreement must now reference your licensing status and confirm the buyer is assuming the contract, not paying you for a license exemption. Goliath Data surfaces these state-specific clauses in real time, so your contracts adjust to your jurisdiction automatically. Sell to Home Pros published a 2026 wholesaler case study. A Dallas County deal, 3-bed, 2-bath in Mesquite, ARV $285,000, repairs $55,000. Wholesaler contracted at $128,000. Local flipper signed the assignment within 6 days, paying $14,500 assignment fee. Closing on day 24. The contract protected the wholesaler's inspection period, allowed buyer substitution, and included the mandatory Texas assignment disclosure. No state violations. Clean close. Step 1. Research your state's rules. Before you even find a deal, know your state's wholesaling laws. Visit your state's real estate commission website. Search for assignment contract, wholesaling, and broker licensing rules. If you're in Connecticut, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Oklahoma, or North Dakota, download the official assignment disclosure form your state requires. Write it down. You're going to use it in every assignment you do. If you're in Illinois, mark in your calendar that you can only do one assignment per 12-month period without a broker's license. This single fact will shape your sourcing strategy. Set a legal review budget, $200 to $500, to have a local real estate attorney review your assignment contract one time. That review document becomes your template for all future deals in that state. Step 2. Find a deal and draft your purchase agreement. You've identified a property. The seller wants $128,000. You run the numbers. Cash buyer will pay $142,500. Your spread is $14,500. Now you draft a purchase agreement as the buyer. Use a template that includes and/or assigns language. Your clause must read something like, buyer, your name, and/or assigns shall have the right to assign this contract to any third party with written notice to seller. In some states, you must disclose that you intend to assign. Connecticut requires this up front. Maryland requires it in a separate disclosure form. Add the inspection period. 10 days is standard. This is your window to find a buyer and confirm the deal is real. Go for Close's 2026 software analysis shows that wholesalers using Resimpli, 5-star rated, 598 Trustpilot reviews, to track assignment timelines close 3 days faster on average because their CRM flags inspection expiration automatically. Step 3. Find your cash buyer within the inspection window. You have 10 days. Pull your buyer list or use DispoBridge, which connects you with 500-plus verified cash buyers across 800-plus cities on a performance-based model. Call or text 3 to 5 cash buyers for that property type and area. Send them the property details, repair estimate, and your asking assignment fee. Most will respond in 24 to 48 hours. Get one serious buyer interested. Get a verbal commitment. Step 4. Send the assignment contract for signature. Once your cash buyer commits verbally, draft the assignment agreement. This is a separate document from the original purchase agreement. The assignment agreement should state the original seller and purchase price, the new buyer and assignment fee, the property address, and the assumption language. New buyer assumes all rights and obligations under the original purchase agreement. Both you and your cash buyer sign. The cash buyer also signs an acknowledgement that they've received a copy of the original purchase agreement. In states with disclosure requirements, attach the mandatory assignment disclosure form. Step 5. Close the assignment and collect the fee. Your cash buyer now holds the original contract. They close with the seller on their timeline. You are paid the assignment fee either at assignment signing or at closing, depending on your buyer agreement. The fee is yours. No title transfer, no license required in most states for this single transaction. Document everything: the purchase agreement, the assignment agreement, buyer acknowledgement, and any state disclosures. File these by property address. Let's walk a live 2026 deal. A wholesaler in Dallas County finds a 3-bed, 2-bath, single-family home in Mesquite. The market value, or ARV, is $285,000. The estimated repair budget is $55,000. That means the after-repair value minus repairs is $230,000. A cash buyer would typically offer 70 to 75% of this figure, which lands around $160,000 to $172,000. The seller is asking $145,000. The wholesaler offers $128,000 on a 10-day inspection. The purchase agreement includes and/or assigns language. The wholesaler's target assignment fee is $14,500, which would price the property to the cash buyer at $142,500, still $17,500 below the buyer's maximum. The wholesaler sends the property to their buyer network. Within 3 days, a local flipper responds, interested, $142,500 target, ready to close in 30 days. The wholesaler sends the assignment agreement on day 4. The flipper signs on day 6. Assignment fee of $14,500 is confirmed at closing. The original seller closes with the flipper on day 24. The wholesaler receives the $14,500 fee. The flipper closes with $142,500 total investment. The wholesaler's profit, $14,500. The flipper's position, they own at $142,500, can do $55,000 in repairs and sell into a $285,000 market with $87,500 in equity after costs. The entire transaction happened in 24 days from contract to closing because the assignment contract was clear, the buyer was pre-qualified, and the state-specific disclosure requirements in Texas were met. The lesson: the tighter your contract language and the faster you find a pre-qualified buyer, the quicker the assignment closes and the fee is paid. Mistake 1. Using generic templates without state updates. You download a wholesale contract template from Google, use it in Connecticut and Maryland, and never update the language. Both states require specific assignment disclosures. Connecticut mandates that you tell the seller up front you're assigning. Maryland requires a separate form. If you're using a generic template, you're missing these clauses. The assignment fails regulatory review, or the seller backs out because they feel deceived. What to do instead? Hire a local real estate attorney in each state you operate. Get a state-specific template reviewed once. That template becomes your standard. Update it every 24 months or whenever your state passes new wholesaling rules. Cost: $300 to $500 per state. ROI: you protect every deal in that state forever. Mistake 2. Misunderstanding state licensing rules. You think one assignment per state is legal. You're wrong. Illinois has a 1 transaction per 12-month rule for unlicensed wholesalers. You do 2 assignments in 10 months, and you're breaking the law. You didn't know. But regulators don't care. Your second buyer discovers the compliance violation during their title review and walks. Fee is lost. Deal is dead. What to do instead? Before you even source a deal, research your state's exact licensing threshold. If it's 1 assignment per year, you decide right now, do you get a broker's license or do you focus on wholesaling only once per year? Make the decision up front, not after your deal is signed. Mistake 3. Vague and/or assigns language. You include the clause but don't define what assignment means or who can be assigned to. Your cash buyer's lender reviews the assignment and rejects it because the language is too loose. The assignment fee is at risk. What to do instead? Include specific language. Buyer and/or assigns shall have the right to assign this contract to any third party or cash buyer with written notice to seller at least 5 days prior to closing. Name the buyer explicitly in the assignment agreement. Make the transition bulletproof. Mistake 4. Skipping buyer pre-qualification. You find a deal, market it to your list, and the first buyer who responds signs the assignment. You don't verify they're actually a cash buyer or that they can close. Deal gets to 5 days before closing, and the buyer backs out due to financing issues. You have no assignment fee and a seller who's now angry. What to do instead? Before you ever send an assignment agreement, have a 2-minute call with the buyer. Ask, do you have cash available? What's your maximum investment? Can you close in 30 days? If they hesitate or can't answer, they're not pre-qualified. Move to the next buyer on your list. The rule that closes deals in 2026. Your assignment contract is only as strong as your state's disclosure compliance plus your buyer pre-qualification. Ignore either one, and the fee disappears. Master both, and the assignment becomes your reliable $15,000 income stream per deal. Subscribe for more wholesaling breakdowns.